Hey everyone, Alan Bauer here in Bay City, Michigan. I'm going to talk today about the importance of having a residual income. And there's different ways to make residual income. First of all, what is a residual income? Well, a residual income is something that just keeps paying you no matter if you work or not. So like when you go to work, let's say, you get a paycheck. Let's say you made $1,000 a week. So you go to work and you make $1,000 every week at your job. Let's say you take 2 weeks off for vacation. So you're going to make $52,000 a year. But what if you get hurt and you can't work? What if you get fired? What if they downsize? You get laid off? What if you get demoted? What if the place burns down? The business burns down. They're rebuilding it. They have insurance, but you're out of a job. What if you retire? That income stops. So while it's good to have a job and have that income coming in, we have to have some kind of residual income. So there's a few different ways to do it. You can do it in investments. I mean, you could invest it in your 401k at work. So let's say you had $100,000 in your 401k right now. A lot of you might be pretty happy with that. The average is much lower in the U.S. But let's say you retired on that $100,000. Okay, your income from work stops. Say you were making 50 grand a year. How long is that $100,000 going to last you if your expenses are still right at 50,000? It's going to last you about 2 years, and then you're just relying on Social Security or a pension if you have that. Pensions are pretty rare today. Like you usually have to be working for the government or a very large corporation to have a pension. So what are some other ways to do it? Well, like the 401k. Let's say you had $100,000 and, let's say you could get 10% off that. And I know that's kind of high, but let's say you get 10% and you didn't want to spend that down. You wanted to have it keep coming to you. So you would have $10,000 a year coming off that. If you can only get 5%, safely, say you could get 5% off that without spending that 100,000, keep it there, you get an extra $5,000 a year. So when you look at that, I mean, even if you had, $250,000 in your 401k and you're getting 10% on it, that's still $25,000 a year. And you still got to pay tax on that unless it's, a Roth 401k, which you wouldn't have to pay taxes on. So the other way to do this, and what I really want to stress here is, you look at, Karen and I have been in this business, in the CBD business, or I like to call it CBDa business now. But we've been in this, it'll be 2 years coming up January 2nd of 2020. We'll have been in this business for 2 years. So our pay has fluctuated, but right now we've got about a steady $800 a week coming in. And you may think, that's nothing. I make more than that at my job. Okay, well, Karen and I both have our normal jobs too. This is extra money coming in on top of that. And I'm not making any income claims that you're going to start off and you're going to make $800 a week. I know a lot of people will be happy. A lot of you say, oh, it's not worth it. But here's the thing. How much is that $800 worth a week? Well, let's just multiply it by 50 weeks. We could do 52, but I like round numbers. So let's just say that's $40,000 a year that Karen and I have created in residual income. Even if we stop working the business right now, we still have those checks rolling in. Now we continue to work the business because we want to grow that amount up higher. And we believe we can, double it, triple it, quadruple it or more, over the next year, few years, whatever it takes. I'm not really worried about that. I just want to keep growing the business. So $40,000 a year coming in, how much is that really worth? Well, let's say we could get 10% on it. If we could get 10% on that, that means I'd have to have a lump sum. Say I worked a job, I'd have to have a lump sum of $400,000 to get that same residual income. Now, if I could only get 5%, safely, I'd have to have double that. I'd have to have $800,000. So let's just assume we could get 10%. So you think about it, you're like, yeah, big deal. You got $800 a week coming in. But when you really think about it, what we've created a $400,000 asset, assuming, that a lump sum. Like I would not sell our business to somebody for any less than $400,000. I'd probably be looking, probably higher than that. But I mean, if somebody offered me $400,000 for our business right now, they're going to get that $40,000 a year coming in, and that's probably going to grow too, higher each year. So what we've really created in 2 years is a $400,000 asset. So when you think about that, Karen and I have created over $200,000 a year in an actual asset. Yeah, we only have $800 a week coming in, but that's residual income off this business. And we've got it set up to grow even higher, and we're going to grow that higher. So when you think about that, um, it's not 800 bucks a week. It's a $400,000 asset minimum. So think about that on the residual income. What are you going to do for your retirement? What are you going to do for your residual income? What if you got hurt today? Okay, maybe you have disability insurance, but if you have a high paying job, a lot of those don't pay out, or, it doesn't pay. Like if you have a high paying occupation, it says, well, if you can, flip burgers somewhere, then you can take that job and we're going to stop paying you disability. So what are you doing to create your residual income in your retirement? And we've still got a long ways to go yet before we retire. So we're really looking to grow this business as much as we can. And if you think about it, creating a $400,000 asset in 2 years is pretty impressive. So that's all I got for today. Gave you something to think about. Let me know what you think.